Hello, all my fellow patriots and you filthy leftist stalkers out there. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Angela Box. You're watching Angela's Soapbox, where I say what you're thinking. And before we begin, a little housekeeping before YouTube deplatforms me with their new terms of service. Yay, Gestapo! Thank you so much for letting me speak, at least for now. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, check out this week's article in angelasoapbox.com and redpillpundit.com, which is entitled, Buckle Up America, because this is getting good. And we're going to get into all things of how it's getting really good in just a minute. But first things first, this is it's a priority on my channel. I love to kill sea turtles. I live for it, actually. And every week I like to sacrifice a sea turtle by drinking out of a plastic straw. This week's plastic straw is dedicated to none other than Jerry Nadler's FUPA. And if you know what a FUPA is, you know that thing when his belt cuts off his stomach in the middle and half of it goes up here and then the business down there, that's what we call the FUPA. So this one's for your FUPA, Jerry. Congratulations, you made it. All right, lots to get to today. First things first, let's dig into FISA. And that's what my article deals with this week, and the fact that, we were right about everything and you were wrong about everything, liberals. So all this time you've been calling us conspiracy nuts, and how the real crimes was that Donald Trump, who'd been on the world stage for, 40 years or 30 years or however long he's been on the world stage, was actually a secret Russian agent who'd been working with Putin all this time. And even when all these documents were declassified and his name wasn't found in there, didn't matter because he was a Russian agent. That was not considered crazy. But what was considered crazy was that the Obama administration, working with the Hillary Clinton campaign and the Democratic National Committee, tasked the FBI, the CIA, the Pentagon, the DOJ, the NSA, all the other alphabet soup in the government, tasked them to spy on a rival campaign, interfere in the 2016 election, and try and ruin people's lives and take down a duly elected president. That was considered the conspiracy. Whoopsie, turns out it was all true. So all the things that everyone had been telling you for 3+ years on the other channels has been complete BS. And what we know now is that the FISA applications were completely illegitimate. The renewals were illegitimate. The lies abound. And I have a feeling that Bull Durham, as President Trump likes to affectionately call John Durham, and Attorney General Bill Barr are already very far along in their process. And the IG report is just the foundation of what's getting ready to be built. And if I were some of these people, I might start thinking about a way out, if you know what I'm saying. Epstein didn't kill himself, but I digress. It was a very interesting hearing because all we heard about was the Democrats saying, there was no bias. Let's go through this. Okay, the warrants were illegitimately gotten. They knew there was no predicate for this. The Christopher Steele dossier was a pack full of lies, and they knew it. When they realized it was a pack full of lies, they should have gone to the FISA court and said, oh my gosh, what we thought was true was not true. They didn't do that because they knew it was BS the whole time. I could go on and on, but I have a lot of topics I want to get to, and I want to keep this relatively short. The point is this. The House is getting ready to come down. The deep state is in a panic, and they're going to be panicking a lot more. Now, I watch a lot of conspiracy channels, I guess you would say, and there was something that one channel, and actually several people on the Q boards have been bringing up, and that is the fact that if you go through the FISA document, if you put in a search term, you put in the word Comey, there are no mentions of Comey. But if you go and you put the word corny, C-O-R-N-E-Y, which looks like Comey as it's typed out, you find like 108 examples of corny. Now, Q has made reference of the word corny, corn getting ready to be harvested, other things revolving around James Comey, and he says that their misspellings are not mistakes, they are purposeful. And Q has also been pointing out that FOIA requests that have been trying to be gotten by people like Judicial Watch, Tom Fitton, all these things are trying to get information about. They're coming back saying that the people in charge are coming back saying, oh, we don't have any record of that. Oh, whoops, there's nothing here. Well, that's actually, we're learning that that's BS too. So what the deep state is doing in order to cover up their tracks is they're misspelling words to make it look like it's the word, like corny and comey, but it's not the word. So that when they do a search in the search parameter, they're saying, oh, well, a citizen wants this FOIA request and we're going to be good government watchdogs and we're going to give them what they want. No, they don't. No, they don't. They have ways of hiding their nefarious actions. And I just think this is going to be one more thing that's going to bring down the House and bring the pain. And I honestly cannot wait. And if you go back, if you want a fun hobby, I mean, I love to watch the 2016 night of the election, the montages of when they realize that things are going horribly, horribly wrong. I love that so much. And I think 2020 is going to be even more awesome. But also what's fun is if you go back and you look at these journalists who for, 3 years have been telling us we're all crazy. And they were also people spreading the disinformation and the lies that Trump is a foreign agent, that all of his supporters are, redneck racists and ruining people's lives like Carter Page, Papadopoulos, Manafort, Roger Stone, Michael Flynn, all these people's lives who have been ruined. Not to mention tons of other people we don't even know about who've had to hire lawyers and gone bankrupt over a lie. That these people have no compunction. And this is what gets me. This is what really bothers me. As a human being, that these people don't seem to have a problem with knowingly lying about other people over and over and over again and literally destroying their lives. They don't have a problem with that. What does that tell you about who they are as individuals, as people in this human race? It tells me that they're scum. Because I've said this before, there is no situation, there is no example where I would ever lie about someone, number one, knowingly lie about someone, and then lie about someone in order to cover my ass or cover my tracks or to try and destroy another person. That would never happen. Because again, I believe in karma. And karma's getting ready to come bite these people on the ass. And I guarantee you, Obama knew everything. And so I feel like we're gonna get ready to find some people that are gonna, instead of falling on their own swords to protect the first black president, which more on him in a second, we're gonna have some people starting to sing. At least I hope so. Now, back to hashtag the first black president, Obama. Have you noticed the way that this has now devolved? It's very third world-like. When we're talking about, tribal factions and warlords using discredited information to try and destroy political enemies. They've got the press, the Pravda, if you will, the propaganda arm of the left-wing party. This is what Obama was raised on. He idolized his Kenyan father, and Kenya is a s-hole, as we all know. He was raised in the Philippines, another area which has had some instability over the years. He pal around with Bill Ayers and the Weather Underground, domestic terrorists, and let's not forget the lovely and wonderful Reverend Jeremiah Wright, who taught his Christian liberation theology. All of these things lined up together, along with the socialism, the communism, the hashtag fundamental transformation, which is what we lived through for 8 years and what we're living through now. This is all connected to Obama. So again, I think it's going to be really interesting to see who's going to fall on the sword for the first black president and who's going to say, I'm not going to jail for this shyster. No thanks. It's going to be very interesting. Now, the Democrats have brought forward 2 little sad articles of impeachment that had literally nothing to do with what they've been talking about for the last 3 years. Nothing. Nada. They taught that the impeachment charges are abuse of power, which is so nebulous and vague. I mean, it's ridiculous. And then obstruction of Congress, because President Trump would not either give them witnesses they wanted or documents they wanted. And President Trump wanted to use his ability to go to the courts to get this settled, which, because we have 3 separate and equal branches of government, that is his remedy to do. Congress could do the same thing. But instead of letting it work its way through the courts, Congress is like, nope, we got to charge them. We need this. This is all we got for 2020. We need to be able to have a 30-second commercial to saying, Democrats held accountable the most corrupt president of our time, the impeached Donald Trump. Vote blue in 2020. Whatever you got to do, guys, but it isn't going to work. You're going down, and it's going to be a landslide, and it's going to be the montages for the 2020 election night. Like I said earlier, they're going to rival 2016's. It's going to be a bunch of sky screaming all over again, and someone on Twitter said it. I'm sure it's been around a while, but the quote is, get those lungs ready, sky screamer, because you're going to need all the capacity you can get for when you have to start screaming at the sky in November of next year. And finally, I cannot close this video without addressing one of the many sleeper cells that are currently have been elected to Congress. Ellison is AG now, but he was there. AG, I mean, can you imagine? Michigan elected him their attorney general. Yeah, Michigan, you got I think it was Michigan. Minnesota. Minnesota, you got a problem up there. You might want to fix it. Anyway, Tlaib's in there, of course. Omar's in there. Ilhan Omar, whatever the hell her name is. But Rashida Tlaib is the focus of my ire right now because last week or earlier this week, there was a horrific shooting at a kosher deli in Jersey City, New Jersey. And before the bodies were even cold, before they even understood anything that happened, Rashida Tlaib went out there and said, oh, this is white supremacy. Oh, isn't white supremacy horrible? Can you imagine all those white devils killing those poor Jews? It's all the white people doing this. Oh, whoops. Guess what, Rashida Tlaib, you double bagger? Yeah, that's right. I said it. Double bagger. And you know you are. Guess who it was? Why, it was your homeboys. Some anti-Semitic people in the Black Hebrew Israelites, who were also the group of loathsome scum who tormented Nick Sandmann, who's getting ready to be a very rich young man. But those people, one of this guy and his wife went in and shot up the kosher deli. It was clearly a hate crime, and I'm surprised that Rashida Tlaib isn't cheerleading that because, again, they are her homeboys. I just speak the truth. I don't make the truth. I just speak it. So that's all for this week. And I do want to say this. YouTube is now doing their change of service along with Google to make it so that viewpoints they don't agree with can be silenced. They are taking a very European, globalist, dangerous road of trying to silence voices they don't agree with. And I've always said the more speech, the better. And conservatives have always said the more speech, the better. Because if you have to try and shut someone down, your argument doesn't mean crap. Your argument is junk. The arguments that win always come to the top. So if you're trying to shut someone down who's not threatening anyone, who, again, not making threats, not, inciting violence or riots, just saying things you don't agree with, you are the fascists. You are the fascists, Google and YouTube. And I'm telling you right now, what goes up can come down. And patriots are not going to sit by and allow you to take away our voice. We'll go somewhere else, or we just won't allow it to happen. So be warned, Google and YouTube. You may have all the power right now, but there's a whole lot more of us than there are of you. And we're not going anywhere. So when you hate President Trump, and we know this, you're hating on us. We're not stupid, and we're not going to be silent any longer. So until next week, my fellow patriots, goodbye, and make sure that if you see Jerry Nadler in the street, you rub that FUPA. You rub that FUPA for him because it needs some loving. Bye.